Anuradha Singhai for permitting me to share my take on CSR. See, as a trader, I just love post-lunch sessions. Because if by the time you end, the people are still awake, you know your message has been delivered. And if they are asleep, you know your mistakes have been missed. So I simply love the post-lunch session. My take on CSR is slightly different from the normal, what we call the corporate social responsibility. I feel that it is a tool for being a catalyst. A catalyst in what sense? A speaker in the first session had said कि CSR का एक खजाना है ये. So this khazana is nothing but a lump of gold. But gold by itself cannot be done anything with unless you mix what we call a little खोट in it. तो जब तक खोट नहीं मिलाएंगे वह सोना कुछ करने योग्य नहीं बनता है. तो ये खोट क्या है? ये खोट है जो CSR प्रोफेशनल्स जो हैं इस फील्ड में, उनकी विजन, उनकी मेहनत, उसी खोट से इस खजाने को कुछ शेप दिया जा सकता है. मैं ये इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि लोग केवल इस खजाने की ओर देख रहे हैं, वो ये नहीं देख रहे हैं यह खजाना हजारों कंपनियों के हाथ में है. तो अगर इस खजाने से कुछ वर्थवाइल करना है तो इन कंपनियों की सोच में एक समानता होनी चाहिए. और ऐसे जो कि कार्यक्रम है इस समानता को लाने के ही एक प्रयत्न है. इसलिए मैंने ये जो कि सिंबल डाला है मोमबत्तियां जलाने का. हर कंपनी अगर अपनी एक वो मोमबत्ती जला दे तो जो अंधेरा है जो इस देश में छाया वो दूर हो सकता है. देखिए, भारत बड़ा एक अजीब देश है. अगर आज आप सवेरे लद्दाख से चले होते तो आपको बर्फ मिली होती. दिल्ली में भीषण गर्मी और यहाँ पे सुहाना मौसम. वैसे ही देश की इकोनॉमिक स्थिति है कि एक और तो हम लोग सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी होने का दावा कर रहे हैं 2050 तक. जीडीपी भी धड़ल्ले से 8% के आसपास बढ़ रहा है. बट व्हाट अबाउट द नेगेटिव साइड? एवरेज इन्फ्लेशन 7.73%. जो हमारा ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स है यह 2011 से 2012 के बीच में 14 स्थान गिरा है. हम लोग 136वें पे हैं. और तेंदुलकर कमेटी की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार हम लोग 37% गरीब. अब देखिए, मध्य प्रदेश भी अभी भी उन बीमारू राज्यों में गिना जाता है जहां पे इंडिया का 421 मिलियन गरीब रहते हैं, जबकि 26 जो कि सबसे गरीब अफ्रीकी देश हैं उनमें इनकी संख्या सिर्फ 410 है. लेट अस लुक एट द व्हाट वी कॉल द पॉवर्टी स्नैपशॉट्स. What is poverty? Before that I'll explain. Poverty is nothing but deprivations. Deprivations in what? Schooling, assets, healthcare. These are all measured by an index called the Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, जो कि ऑक्सफोर्ड के द्वारा इजाद किया गया है. As per that, what are the snapshots of the Indian poverty? That 50% of the Indians don't have proper shelter, 70% don't have access to decent toilet, something which we take it for granted. 35% of the households don't have a nearby water source, and 85% of the villages don't have a secondary school, and 40% of the same villages don't have proper roads. Some things which we all take for granted. हमारा देश में जो समानताएं हैं, as somebody said, there is an India and there is a Bharat. So you can see the choice in food for a child belonging to Bharat and a child belonging to India. Both have the same problem, what to eat. But the dilemma is in a different form. If we take schools, most of the schools in rural areas are what I call fair weather schools. If the weather is fair, school will be held because mostly it's under trees or tents, which often require a lot of maintenance which has not been done on time. Whereas the child of India studies often in air-conditioned schools. Of course, this is, I think, so one of the most famous houses of India, with an approximate monthly electricity bill of 71 lakhs, which would power, I think, so the whole township, which is to its left, which is in Bharat. Again, healthcare. Maybe getting sick is something the rich might look forward to because it gives them a rest from their stressful lives. But for a poor Bharatiya, it only adds to their stress levels. Now there is something very interesting I want to show you. You see what I am showing you is the energy map of India. Over that, let us impose the poverty map. If we go further, the district-wise poverty map. And if we go a bit further, the Maoist problems. Why is it the natural resources, the poverty, and the Maoist problems, they coincide? Because these are those very regions from which we Indians have learned to take, but nothing to give back. I am not in favor of the Maoists when I say it, but the thing is, this is a problem of our own creation. The creation of our own relentless taking and not giving back anything in return. So CSR should be seen as a way of giving something back to these very regions, catalyze. I am not saying there will be an overnight change which will be brought about by a mere, as they said, 8,000 odd crores. But the thing is, these 8,000 crores can act as catalysts by bringing in replicable, scalable models which can be used on a larger scale to address the problems of these regions. I will not go over the CPSC CSR relation that has already been dealt with. I'll come straight to what my company is doing. The CSR ethos is built into the very logo of our company, where we say it is our company, though it's a trading company, we say we touch lives and add value to it. We were established in 1963. We are one of the largest trading companies in India with 11 regional offices. So we operate all over India. We were one of the first of the companies to be given a 5-star trading status. We are the largest non-oil importer. We were the largest exporter of minerals till the government ban on mining, but we still remain one of the largest traders of bullion. We deal in precious metals, coal and hydrocarbons, agro products, minerals and ores, fertilizers, metals. We have joint ventures in the form of a steel factory in Kalinganagar, and we also have a wind farm in Rajendragarh, which is in Karnataka. See, our focus has been, we have been very focused right from the beginning, and our efforts were always linked to the Millennium Development Goals. Primarily, it was the eradication of extreme poverty and hunger, achievement of universal primary education, gender equality and empowerment of women, environment sustainability. We are also a signatory to the Global Compact. Focus areas, infrastructure mein, we have dealt with educational infrastructure as well as infrastructure for community development. In education, our focus has been on skill development and literacy promotion. In healthcare, it is the creation of healthcare professionals for rural areas, healthcare in remote areas, and in preventive healthcare. We also went into the promotion of the lesser promoted sports. I mean, everybody wants to promote, say, games like cricket. Now Kabaddi has come into the professional league because people see money in it. We felt that we should put our money in our national sport before cricket replaces it as a national sport. So we have collaborated with the Shahbaz Hockey Center, where women hockey players are being prepared for the international events. Of course, we have the concern for environment, where we undertake water management and waste management initiatives. The most important factor in all these activities has been our partners. See, while choosing, when I joined this, I joined this CSR field at a time when the DPE was just started going full swing on it. That was in 2011. So one of the first things we saw, we also tried the NGO route, but we found that the administrative expenses of many of these NGOs often outweighed the actual money which was going into those areas. So we decided to send our own teams to ground zero to see which were the people whom we could partner with. So we found local municipal authorities and panchayats in many of the areas, where we did the building of classrooms, drinking water and sanitation facilities. These were done in Odisha, Goa and Chennai. Education, again, midday meal scheme for literacy promotion. We tied up with ISKCON Food Relief Foundation and Akshay Patra, both who are well known for their professionalism as far as food distribution is concerned. Then for primary health care, we tied up with the Public Health Foundation of India for creation of public health professionals. While funding their studies, we take an undertaking from them that for at least 2 years, they will serve in a remote area which will be mutually decided by the student and the company. Again, for a backward and a Naxalite hit place like Purulia, we took the help of Ramakrishna Mission, an institution which had great credibility in that area. So they helped us with setting up of a primary healthcare center in Purulia. We have also gone in for public-public partnerships with Alimco, which is another public sector company for PWDs. Then for preventive healthcare, we have tied up with Indian Cancer Society. Skill development has been a major area of concern for us, as we have the steel factory in Kalinganagar and also other places where we found skill gaps are there. Here we partnered with NSDC, and with NSDC registered skill development agencies, we ran several skill development programs where the employment was as high as 78%. And to ensure that the 78% is just not an initial surge, still the names and the addresses of the beneficiaries are being maintained. Again, in water management and for waste management, we tied up with acknowledged experts in the field for rejuvenation of water bodies and for waste recycling. These are some of the snapshots of the things which we have done over the years. Check dams which we constructed in Odisha were a great learning point of never to deal with government departments directly. A thing which could have been built in 1 year took 2.5 years to build, with all cost overruns to our account. If we had done it by ourselves with the help of the villages which were under the ambit of these check dams, in hindsight we feel that the thing could have been done much faster because they were the direct beneficiaries. So thank you for a patient listening. I see most of you are awake. So I feel my message has been delivered. Thanks a lot.